What up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast. I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Don One. Feel free to hit the subscription button, the notification bell. Share this with your friends, family, and followers. Okay? Got a great story time for you. Make sure you grab your popcorn, get your soda, sit back, relax, and allow your boy with this story time content. If you're thoroughly enjoying this story time content, by the way, make sure you comment in the comment section. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, tell me what you want me to talk about. So today's topic is the doozy. All right? Work babes. I have the most interesting work babe. Now, there's a lot of people that are watching this going, what exactly is a work babe? Okay, basically a work babe is like a girlfriend, a woman on the side that you work with, that you have a relationship with, and y'all perceive each other as a couple only at work. That's basically what a work babe is. Now, in some work babe relationships, it's to the extreme where y'all can be cheating on y'all significant others, or it can be as simple as y'all flirting with one another. Okay, and that's what a work babe is. Okay, so my work babe, her name was Michelle. Okay, I was about to say her full name. So started off where me and Michelle would work the same hours. And in the beginning, we was just regular colleagues, okay? She would do her thing, I would do my thing. We was working in the same department. And everything was cool, fine, and dandy. It was one day, and I had no, interactions with her. The only time I would talk to her would be at work. And, occasionally we'll chop it up. We'll be talking about different things. And the one thing me and Michelle noticed that we had a lot of interesting takes. And we had a lot of different ideals that, we understood one another. Okay. And when you start, getting to know someone a lot better and a little better, and you find out, hey, wait a minute, that person, is cool. A lot of things I like, he likes. Wow, she's really into that. Because I'm always into that, okay? You start having that type of outlook of somebody, you're going to have a great relationship with them, a working relationship with them, okay? So, yeah, me and Michelle hit it off very, very well. And like I said, a lot of ideals we shared with one another. So it started upgrading from 2 employees to friendly co-ees into work babes. And it got escalated that fast because whenever I see her, she'll go, hey, babe. And, whenever she sees me, she'll go, hey, babe. And whenever I see her, I go, hey, how you doing, baby? Or boo. And, it's just, that's how we communicated with one another. Now, people on the outside looking in thought that me and Michelle was messing around because we would get very friendly and creative when we, say hi to one another, okay? And at that time, I was in a relationship. She was in a relationship. But it was one of those type of situations where we didn't even talk about our significant others. We would talk about things that we were interested in because we would have a lot of things in common, okay? So she knew my social media handle. I knew her social media handle. She had my phone number. I had her phone number. And every now and again, whenever I had time at home, I would, message her. Whenever she had time at home, she would message me. Okay. And like I said, there was nothing sexual going on with either one of us. It's just, we were just extra friendly at work. So, like I said, people thought that there was more than meet the eye with me and her, and we quickly shot that stuff down. Okay, we would hang out. We would take our lunches together. You know, it'd be times I would, buy her lunch, and it'd be times where she bought my lunch. Okay, it'd be times where we might go out and go shopping. She might, like we were heavy into music, and we was really heavy into movies. And we would literally take our lunches. We'll take our lunches at the same time. We would drive down Target, and I can still remember this to this day. Every Tuesday, a movie would come out. A new movie would come out on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever, and and we'll go there. We'll purchase it, and then sometimes it'd be points where we will, like Aliens. She would buy Aliens, I would buy Aliens. And then we started saying to ourselves, hey, instead of buying the same movie, make, because we like the same movie, how about, you buy a movie that we like, and I'll buy a movie that we like. So every Tuesday, we will have two different movies. And at that time, I had a decent movie collection. I didn't have all the movies, but I had the movies that I liked. But she had a great, large movie collection because she used to work at this. She used to work at a store that sells DVDs, things of that nature. All right. So one day we were working. We were talking about the next releases. And she was telling me that she got this release before it even came. She got the hookup where she got this DVD before it actually went on sale. I'm like, word, really? So she had like a connection, all right? So, and it was a movie that we liked. I forgot what the movie was, but it was a movie that we liked. She said, hey, if you want to watch the movie, you can come over to my place. We can watch the movie together. I'm kind of, scratching back of my head going. And then I asked her, I'm like, you think your husband is going to let me just come in your house and we're just going to just simply watch a movie? She said, no, well, he's at some meeting in San Diego, and I'm going to she said she's going to have the house to herself. All right. I'm going like, all right, cool. Okay. And she said, you think you're going to be able to sneak away from your girlfriend? I said, yeah, because she's going to be working. She worked the evenings, and I knew when she, I knew when she came, when she had to go to work, and I knew when she had to leave from work. So that she had 8 hours. So that's plenty enough time for me to go to her house, watch this movie. I forgot the name of the movie. I don't know if it was Batman or Terminator. It was one of those type of hero movies that I was dead set wanting to see. Okay. My mind is about the movie. And I'm pretty sure in her mind, in her logic, it's about the movie. So I came over. We, sat down. We was watching a movie. We having fun. She even made these little hot dogs. She had some soda on the side, chips. I mean, it was like going to your best friend's house to watch an NFL game. She had snacks galore on the table. Okay, all types of finger food. All right. I'm like, cool. So we're up here watching a movie. I'm having a good time. She's having a good time. I'm not even worried about her husband coming in, seeing us. I'm not even worried about my girlfriend calling or texting me. It was, we had like a solid 4 hours where we didn't have to worry about that stuff. We're up here watching a movie. Like I said, we're having a good time. We're cracking them back. She also had some wine coolers. You know, I'm not heavy into beer, because she asked me that I want to drink, but I said I'm not really heavy into beer. And she said, well, I got a couple of wine coolers. And she said she likes drinking wine coolers. I said, well, okay, I'll take one of them. Okay, we're knocking these wine coolers. You know, wine coolers don't give you no buzz. Okay? It gives you a small buzz, but it's not enough to where, you just, fucked up from the flow up. Okay? So, yeah. We're drinking wine coolers, movie over with. We talk after the movie. We're talking about what we liked about it. We were like doing a review on the movie. What we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. Is they're gonna make a sequel to it? This, that, and the third. Actors. We're going. We're just chopping it up. A couple of more wine coolers. And then I think the wine coolers kind of let our guards down. And and then all of a sudden, I don't know what came over me, but something was telling me, dude, make your move. And I'm going like, make my move? I'm talking to myself in my inner thoughts. I'm going like, make my move? What you mean, make my move? Okay? I just wanted to come here, watch a movie. I'm not trying to do anything more than that. She's married. I have a girlfriend. I'm coming with all these excuses. But you have that little devil on one side of your shoulder and you have the angel on the other side of your shoulder. Well, yeah, the angel was stuck in traffic or something, because the devil was talking in my ear all the time. Said, make it move. All right, so I had temptations. The devil's telling me it's okay to exercise those temptations. So I started caressing her back. And she said, oh, I like that. Started caressing her back. I'm like, okay, that's a good starting point. So I'm up here rubbing her back and stuff like that. And, you start your hands at the top of her shoulder. Then I work my way down to her midsection. She's enjoying that as well. And then I started going even further down to the bottom of her waist. She starts turning around looking at me. And you know how women can tell you with their eyes if they're for it or if they're not for it. You dig what I'm saying? So women will look at you like, if they're not for it, they'll give you that look like, what you doing? And then, she's not for that. She's not ready for that move, or she's just not for it. But if she is for it, she's going to give you that look like she approves this. I approve of this message. Proceed further. So when I saw that look, all right, I started getting close to her, and then we starting to kiss, getting hot and heavy in now. We didn't get into no intercourse or anything like that because, like I said, I didn't expect us to do anything like that. I wasn't prepared for that. And she's married, and I got a girlfriend, a girlfriend. We did like a lot of holding and squeezing and touching our areas, our private areas. You dig what I'm saying? And we're kissing and all that stuff, and it got very heated. It got very intimate. Okay, so. She said she enjoyed herself. I said I enjoyed myself. I went on and just excused myself because, if I would have stayed any longer, we would have done something. We definitely would have done something. All right. You got to understand, I'm trying to hold a standard. I got a girlfriend. I don't want to, do this because I got a girlfriend. She's got a husband. We're not trying to wreck no homes or nothing. And we can always blame it on the alcohol. We can blame it on the alcohol. If anything else doesn't fail, you can blame the alcohol. Just say you drunk way too many coolers. You were really feeling yourself, okay? Because that was going to be my excuse. Because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, what if my girlfriend rushes in, see us holding each other, even though she don't even know where she lives. But I just had weird thoughts in my head then what I'm going to tell her? Well, I'm just going to tell her that it was the alcohol, and like vice versa. What if we're up here touching each other on the couch, her husband come busting through, okay? I'm not trying to break up no happy home. I'm not even trying to fight, none of that stuff, okay? Not saying I can't fight, but I'm just saying I'm not going to go through all this stuff. She can say, baby, it was the alcohol, you see what I'm saying? So we walked away from that situation. Next day at work, things were a little different. She was more to herself. She would say hi to me. It's no more hi, babe. It's just hi. She's talking less and less to me. She's not necessarily around me. And I'm going like, man, what gives? What's going on? And I'm thinking to myself, what did I do wrong? Was she mad because we didn't, get intimate? Her husband found out what gives? So, I kept messaging her, going like, yo, what's going on? Like, I wanted to talk to you at work, but you're not, every time I come to you, you make an excuse that you have to do this, you got to do that, you got to go to this department. So I'm going like, what's up? And she said, I'll talk to you later about it. So I took that as she wanted some time, and she was going to come to me at a later date and say, what's up? Week goes by. Didn't hear nothing from her. 2 weeks go by. But I wasn't going to push it. I want to know desperately, but I didn't want to push it. It's 2 weeks gone by. So in the middle of that second week, I get a text from her. And she's saying, yeah, I had a fun time with you. We're watching movies and things of that nature. And I feel bad that, we had, we started kissing one another, and she said that, that wasn't really appropriate, and she felt real bad doing that because she's married, and, she just felt bad about it. And, this, that, and the third, which I can understand. She feels guilty about what we did. Okay. And I can understand that because she's married. Okay. Then she was talking about her religion and things like that. And, she's going to try to work on her relationship with her husband. And she started telling me that, her and her husband are having issues, but they're trying to work it out. And I'm all for that. Okay. You got to do what you got to do. I'm all for trying to fight for your relationship. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay. I think that's beautiful. So I texted her back now, and I was very supportive of her. I said, and also I was trying to give her an out. Like, you know what? I think your relationship is more important than our friendship. And if you have to, hey, maybe, if you have to end this friendship with us, I have no issues with it, because I think you should work more on your relationship than trying, I just don't want no distractions, basically. She said a little more, co-signed to what I said. And I just gave her an opportunity to end this, which ultimately happened. She didn't say the words ending it, but through her actions after that message and after that phone conversation, I didn't hear nothing from her. Month goes by, still haven't heard nothing from her. And then one day I came to work, someone told me that she quit. And she didn't give a 2-week notice or anything. And one of her friends said basically she wanted to spend more time with her husband. Have nothing against that. I still have her on my social media handles. Occasionally she might like something or see my content, but I understand where she's coming from. I felt like she chose her relationship with her husband over a friendship over us. And if anyone had to choose from one or the other, they would choose their relationship with their married couple. I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even tripping about it. Okay? Because I looked at it like this. And I felt like at that time I was young. I was young, dumb, and full of you know what. But I felt like with those experiences made me a better man and a better person. Appreciate your relationships even more. Appreciate your significant other even more. You know, have fun with your significant other. Okay, your significant other can be your best friend. That's the one thing I kind of wish I had in my relationship with my girlfriend, that she's trying to build with her marriage. She wants more than a husband. She wants she wants more than a husband. She wants a friend. So yeah, I totally understand her. I totally get her. So that's my story about my work babe. Tell me what you guys think about this. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you would do in that situation. Tell me if I did make the right decision in the comment section. It's your boy, the host with the most, to do not brag or boast. I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm gone. Deuces. Deuces. Deuces.